What's up, Canfield Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com, your home of Canfield High School football all season, and proud to be part of it. Player profile, playoff style for the Cardinals, sponsored by Coca's Pizza, the sponsor of the Canfield Cardinal football team all season long, and proud of it. And head on to Coca's Friday night as the Cardinals have another big game Friday night at home against Kenston. We'll have it for you on YSNLive.com. But if you don't have a ticket, you want to watch the football game, head on over to Coca's. He's a proud supporter of this Canfield football team. Proud to be joined by Landon Russell, senior left guard nose man that is one of the leaders of this football team. First of all, Landon, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's probably been I don't want to say a tough week, but it's been a little different week, I'm sure, for you with a bye week, and we'll get into some of those things. But first of all, Landon, talk about your family a little bit. Talk about some of those important people in your life, siblings, and for the Canfield Nation to learn more about Landon Russell before we get going.
Yeah, my mom, Sarah Pincaro, she graduated from Struthers. My dad, Steve Pincaro, he graduated from Louisville. We moved out here my freshman year, and it's been great. I have a little sister, Alina, and a little brother. His name's Aiden, and it's just been great.
Well, shout out to your family for sure. I do not know your mother, but your father, Steve Pincaro, is one of let's just say he's one of my favorite guys. I'm able to do the YSU football games with Bob Hannon. I'm proud of that, but your dad is one of those guys that bleeds YSU, does a lot for the university, and is a huge help for me. So I'm sure they're awful proud of what you do on and off the football field, and they very well should be. I guess my question off of that, Landon, is how important is that you have mom and dad in stands, little brother, sister? That has to be a good feeling, especially in this pandemic situation with tickets being limited. Talk about how important that is for you as a player to know that you have that huge support out in the stands.
It's huge. I mean, just knowing that I have them up there, and if I need anything, I know they're there. They're and with the limited tickets, I know like more people would be there, but having them, as immediate as they are up in the stands, I know I can count on them for anything I need.
Well, that's a great answer. We're with Landon Russell, player profile, senior left guard and noseman for this talented Canfield football team. That's what I want to ask you. Okay, you're playing a game, and I know Canfield, the band's awesome, students are awesome, good following. When you're in the trenches, are you noticing how many people are and aren't there, or are you all business? I'm going to say you're an all business type of guy.
While you're on the field, you don't really notice it. I'm going to be honest. It's while you're on the field, you're kind of locked in. You have an assignment, you got to execute it. When you come off, when there's a timeout, you do notice it a little bit.
Okay.
But while you're on the field, you're kind of locked in.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to be, locked in. And I've said this before. We've talked to some of your skill guys. No offense, Fletcher's okay, Sam Marone, okay, but Canfield football wins because of the offensive line. Let's just agree on that. Are you with me on that?
They say we go as you go. So
there's no doubt about that. And this team goes really far because this offensive line, Canfield Nation, is a talented one that you're part of. I guess my next question, I've been able to talk to some of your senior teammates. The first thing that I noticed, Landon, this senior group's a pretty tight-knit group that gets along very well. And you can see that as you play every Friday night. How special has this group of seniors been for you?
It's huge. It really is. I would say all of us are very close to each other. We all hang out. During the pandemic, it's been, we kind of call it our bubble. We have the Canfield football players, and we all bond, especially the seniors. Most of us have been together forever. So it's we all of them are very close. All of us are very close.
Well, that's awesome to hear, and you can see it when you watch this team play. A very tight-knit group that plays the game very well. Coach Pav does a great job. You have coaches, but I'm going to go O-line first for you. I hear a lot of praise from the guys that I've had. Morchak was one of them. Your offensive line coach, how important is he to this offensive line?
Coach Sim is the best coach that I could ever ask for. the bond that he creates with us and all of his knowledge. He's been around for a while. He's been at Canfield for a while, for as long as I can remember, at least.
Sure.
And his knowledge is just huge. It's unbelievable how much he preaches on technique and the little things being huge. It's he's great.
Well, that's a great shout out to the O-line coach. So, coach, shout out. Continue to do what you do for sure. Keep this offensive line going. Keep them fed during the week, obviously, is a big thing. But it's a talented group that opens up a lot of holes. And now we're into a playoff situation. I guess this has to be exciting for you. Playoff football does not get old. Canfield High School is one of those teams that's in the playoffs every year. But as a senior, under these circumstances, there was a point, Landon, I didn't even know if there would be a football season, to be honest with you. There was some concerns. How special is it that, number one, you got to play your senior year, and number two, you're undefeated, number three, Canfield can play at home for a long time in the playoffs in the way the brackets are set up. Talk about how special that is for a senior and yourself.
It really is special. Senior year, with all the doubts that we had, we just tried to do everything that we can to have the season, wearing masks, being extra cautious, but, being 6-0, being in the playoffs, having this home territory kind of advantage, it's huge, and it's the best season that I could ask for. I mean, with everything going on, a lot of people doubted that we would even be this far. So
no
to
question.
be here is great.
There's no question. That's a credit to you, the seniors, and obviously the coaching staff and all the players that dedicated themselves to follow all the pandemic policies and those types of things. And tickets are one of them. But Canfield Nation, we got you. YSNlive.com. We're the home of the Cardinals, and we're proud of it. I love watching Canfield football every Friday night. We'll have it again as Kenston invades. We'll talk with Landon about that in a second here. How was the bye week? I guess it's a little different. There's no game situations. Talk about how the bye week was and how practice has been this week.
The bye week, it was a little different. It's the first one that I've ever been, that I've ever had personally, that I've ever started with. It was a little different organized practice, but it was mainly just, getting everybody healthy, going back to the basics, doing, repeating our techniques, kind of doing some of the summer stuff that might get passed up in a regular season practice, going back to the basics, getting everybody reps, the rotators, the backups,
Sure.
getting all of them making sure that they have their techniques and everything. That's basically what it was about, getting everybody healthy and getting back to the basics.
Well, the fun begins now. It's game week, so that's a good thing. Kenston will come to town, and let's be honest, we're with Landon Russell, player profile, senior guard and nose man, plays offensively and defensively, very talented. Kenston's been a rival for Canfield. There's no question about that. There's been some big games in the playoffs between the two schools. You've probably been able to watch some film. Let Canfield Nation know a little bit about Kenston and what they'll see on Friday night.
They have a good pass game, good run game. They do a little bit of both. They're no team to overlook. It's going to be a true playoff game, a true challenge. And, we just got to step up to it, preparing, watching film. They have athletes. It's not a typical, 19 or 14 versus 3 seed. It's going to be a game. They got 2 games cut short on them. And, it's going to be –
it's always
no team to overlook.
Not an easy situation. You're right on top of that. We'll have it for you Friday night, ysnlive.com. If you can't get a ticket, check us out. Head on over to Coca's. He's the sponsor of Canfield football. And my opinion, Landon, I've said this to a lot of people. I think you guys play the game the right way. I think you represent Canfield High School the right way, on and off the field. And I think, obviously – you're going to play this one game at a time. But I see a nice long road for this football team as long as you continue what to do. So we wish you the best of luck at YSN, to you, to the staff, to all your senior players and all your other teammates. Go get Kenston. But we'll close up with our little rapid fire. I'll ask you some questions, and I could have some fun with this now that I know Steve is your dad. We'll have a little fun with him here in a little bit, but let's go. Landon's favorite color Gatorade.
I got a little bit of a different one. It's called Arctic Blitz. It's kind of a blue greenish color.
Okay.
That's my go-to.
That's his go-to, folks. So make sure that the locker room is stocked with a little bit of that to keep the big linemen happy. Another thing to keep a lineman happy, I'm sure, and mom probably has to do a lot of stocking of the fridge. What's your favorite food?
That's a difficult one. I'm not very picky. I'm gonna have to go with pasta.
Okay.
There's varieties. Tortellini's really good.
I like.
I'm gonna have to go with that.
Okay, so is there a favorite restaurant you like to go to? You and the fam like to hit a certain spot, or you, like you said, you're not picky, so I don't think it matters.
Anywhere is really good with me. I'll eat anything.
That's what linemen and nose men do for sure. Favorite college football team?
I'm gonna have to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes.
I'm looking forward. I think they're 2 weeks away from starting. They're obviously, we talked about your situation with your seniors. You get a chance to play. I think you're going to see an Ohio State team that comes out the gates excited to play. And in my opinion, that team could win a national championship. Favorite pro football team?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, Dak. That was – I felt terrible for Dak Prescott. That injury, you played a game. Nobody wants to see that happen. You see what a leader he was of that football team. But I think Andy Dalton is going to do quite well with the weapons that the Cowboys have.
Yeah, I hope he's able to step up and fill the role.
I think he will. All right, so this is one I'm curious with you. Landon's pregame hype music.
It's a variety. I'm going to have to go it's between newer rap and old school rock.
Okay, I like those two answers. The last couple ones, obviously, one word to describe your dad, Steve. What would it be?
That's a difficult one. I'm gonna have to. Oh man, I don't know.
I got a few for you. See if you agree. Caring?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that's all that matters. I mean, I can tell the type of young man you are. Your parents are awful proud of you. The last one, I'll lead off of that. Your role models playing football. Who's your biggest role model that has inspired you to be a football player?
I'm gonna have to go on the field. Role model will probably be maybe an Aaron Donald.
Okay, that's a great answer. How about who's the model off the field for you?
Definitely my mom.
Again, you just made my day. My mom's special to me. Moms hold that special place in a young man's heart. I can see the smile on your face. Mom will get to watch this. So shout out, Mom, to a fine young man. Last question I ask this group. I ask all your seniors this. I get the same answer. I think I know. How do you want this football season to end?
The best way it can, the ultimate goal would be obviously a state championship.
Sure.
We just got to take it 1 week at a time with everything that's going on. We just got to do the best we can. Obviously, state championship's always the goal. Just go 1-0 every week. There you go.
1-0 every week. Go 1-0 this week. Beat Kenston. We'll have the game for you. ysnlive.com, 7:00. Support Canfield Nation. This player profile was sponsored by Coca's Pizza. Landon, number one, thanks for joining me. I wish you the best. I wish your parents the best. Go have some fun Friday night. Get a win, and we'll talk again soon sometime. You represent Canfield football, Coach Pavlansky, the staff, and all the players very, very well, and the Canfield community should be proud once again to have a player playing football for such a great program. So best of luck. Go have fun and beat Kenston.
Thank you.
All righty. Have a good night.
You too.